Hello, hello, everybody. Good evening. Happy Friday. For those who are new here, I'm Nethyr. Today we will be making Minesweeper in Godot. Just a few things regarding it. If you want to follow along, let me share the tutorial real quick in the YouTube. Well, in both YouTube and Twitch. And hi YouTube and hi Twitch. Hi Dawn. Hello. Hi Tinkers. Okay, let me put the link here. This tutorial is by Coding with Russ. That's the tutorial that this is the YouTuber's tutorial that word hard when you're tired. But we have previously worked with Coding with Russ's tutorials before, so I was like, okay, let's continue off with this one because they also made a Minesweeper and Godot one. But this one's a little bit more comprehensive. So this is definitely going to be split into multiple parts. So if you're watching this for the first time, keep an eye out on Minesweeper Part 2 and possibly 3. I have a feeling it's at least 3 parts because looking at this tutorial, it's almost 2 hours. So that's why I wanted to give the link ahead of time so y'all can go ahead and click that. The tutorial link is also in the YouTube description, so just go ahead and click on that. And there's going to be a little bit more of a preface towards about the beginning of Godot. So I might need to add some chapters to this so that it's just easier to navigate. But this one will be a very interesting one for me to do Minesweeper. Because where I currently work, well, Minesweeper is one of their products. So it's kind of interesting to go into this one. I mean, same with Pong and Breakout as an option, but that's like Atari. So it's kind of funny to go into these choices that y'all voted for, and I'm like, is there a reason why you want me to do Minesweeper? Anyways, let's go ahead and get started. If you just joined, feel free to let me know in chat on how everything's going. I actually really did enjoy making Minesweeper in my Android programming class at college. Oh, okay. Okay, so it seems like it's a classic way to learn. Oh, different ways to implement. Nice. Very nice. Also, welcome in, Toy. Let me go ahead and switch screens. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, as you can see, there's a video and stuff. I also was looking at another video because I was like, maybe after the first 2 hours, I'm thinking of transitioning to just a hangout where we just watch a bunch of videos and react to stuff because it's also just nice to hang out. But let's start with this tutorial. I also, if you look in the tutorial, there are also assets available so that it's easier for you to follow along, and you can go ahead and get it in their GitHub. So just click on code and then download the zip and extract it. Yeah, so if you want these exact same assets, they're available here in the tutorial. Let me check out the repo. Yeah, go ahead. I just want to practice prefacing this early on because I notice that people are learning alongside with me, which I really love. But I want to make sure to inform y'all that, hey, just in case if you need it, there's already assets and code to reference, just to make it easier to follow along. Do you want me to give you the yay, this is good practice, or the nay, this is good practice? Not just yet. If you're in chat, I prefer less backseating, mainly because I want to show my thought process with something, and I want to be able to land on a proper conclusion. Once I land on a conclusion, that's when we can talk about whether or not I understand it or not. That makes sense. I will further define those sorts of rules in the future, but the Learn with Godot series started off as a little experiment for myself to see hey, would I enjoy making this content? And clearly I do. It just feels a lot more structured. But let's go ahead and watch a bit. Okay, I just remembered that you asked about that during Flappy Bird, so I wanted to make sure. Oh, fair enough. It'd be pretty. I do plan to do a post-mortem after the Minesweeper, just because I want to talk about Flappy Bird and Minesweeper, what are my experiences with that and what did I learn from them in the future. But let's go ahead and watch a bit. Oh, yeah, it's muted. My bad. Can I restart? It's completely.
Minesweeper a classic puzzle game from the 90s that's been remade countless times over the years. The concept is simple. You click on tiles trying to avoid the mines. As you reveal the board, the numbers help to guide you by showing how many mines are around that tile. But each individual tile can be a number of different things, like a flag, a mine, or a number. Plus, the tiles start off covered up and then only get revealed once they are clicked. How can we store and keep track of all that info neatly? One approach would be to use a two-dimensional array, which would mimic the grid and be filled with different numbers. Each number would correspond to the type of tile. So a 0 would be an empty tile, -1 would be a mine, then the numbers 1 through 8 would be used to show how many mines are around that tile. This would work, but could become cumbersome pretty quickly. So we go a step further and split our game board over multiple layers. First, the ground layer is drawn. This isn't affected by what's on top of it, so it can just be a static image. Then we randomly position a bunch of mines on their own separate layer.
So what I'm basically hearing is that this is the colloquial layman's version of like what's gonna happen when we are trying to code for Minesweeper, which I really appreciate, but I kind of wish it's set up in chapters so that I can just like go ahead and get started. But I appreciate this because when you're a complete beginner, you're kind of like, okay, what does this variable mean? What does that variable mean? Especially if you're new to GD script. So personally, I'm like, okay, this detail is pretty good so far. Also, I realized that I probably should have went with this sort of video first for myself to like how to program in Godot, the GD script tutorial, so I understand the language. So I would like do that. Okay, oh yeah, normally before you code anyways, you kind of want to think out the general process too. So this is like good practice, think through and explain the thought process. I can never win in Minesweeper. I actually haven't actively played Minesweeper, so I will play Minesweeper after I complete this. Yeah, also chapters would be very useful for this. But if you guys want chapters for any previous videos, please let me know in the comments. Otherwise I'd be like, okay, this one's done for now. But if people really want it for a specific VOD that I put out, please let me know. Because I want to make sure I prioritize the one that you guys like that you want to rewatch in the future, because I want to make it easier for you. That's why I limit my streams to 2 hours, so that it's kind of easier for you to digest. And like when the 2 hours end, take a break. Take it easy. And then when you want to continue, just do the next 2 hours of the stream.
And place it on top. Next, we add the number layer, which tells us how many mines are around each cell. We then cover all of that with a grass layer, and on top of that we put a flag layer. Lastly, to make the game look nicer and to give some player feedback, a hover layer is added over the top, with a single semi-transparent cell follows the mouse to show which cell is selected. I could set all these up manually, but Godot has a node called tile maps, which functions in a very similar way to this, so that's what I'm going to use.
So, in my previous stream VODs, we have not played with tile maps yet, so this is going to be very new to me. Hopefully YouTube has a marker feature for streams and it becomes chapter, unless it's already there. So you can kind of do that, but you have to get the specific timestamp and stuff, so I would have to scrub through the video. I do have a way where I can like get a marker, and put it on my stream deck, but I've not put it on my stream deck for a while because I was cleaning it up, and because like my previous streams were a bit more free-flowing, I didn't see the need for that, but I clearly do need that stream marker now, so y'all can have more access to the exact details you want. Because I saw a comment on one of the videos where they're talking, oh, this helped me figure out what's wrong with my code, and I'm like, ooh, you probably scrubbed through my video a lot, and I feel really bad, so I need to practice that more. It's just practicing it. But yes, tile maps is the new thing that I'm gonna learn with this one. The previous ones, at least with Flappy Bird, it was kind of the scrolling infinitely. That's a new one for me. Yeah. So it's cool. We're gonna learn something new.
The wait is over.
Hey. No. Ad. Shush. We're gonna look at GitHub instead while the ad plays, because no ad. Ad's stinky. Is it gone? Oh, it's a lizard. Okay, okay, we can skip it. We can skip. Okay.
Here in Godot, I'm going to start building up each of those layers. The first thing I'm going to do is
Okay, so already opening up Godot, we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that real quick. New. We're gonna go around. Yeah, let me switch screens for a little bit so I can save things. Wow. Man, really that like an ad immediately when I play? Are you serious? Are you serious? That's cringe. What? How dare they? How dare they? I can't believe. I can't believe I've been so like disrespected like that. Like, oh my god. Okay. Let's see. Save. Do I know how to save things? Yes. Okay. Okay, and then create a folder. We're gonna just call it Minesweeper just to keep things easy. Okay. And then select current folder. For desktop platforms only. Compatibility and for low and older devices. You know, it asks about the renderer. The wait is over enforcing. Exactly. Like, what the heck? The timing. Stinky timing. Okay, honestly, I haven't really paid attention to, like, renderers. Here, let me show y'all what I'm talking about. Like, when I ever make a new project, I actually don't really know, like, when I should use what. I'm assuming Forward Plus is, like, for the really high-end stuff, because, like, advanced 3D graphics. We're not going to do advanced 3D graphics, so we don't really need to do that. Mobile? I'm not planning to make a mobile game, so honestly, I'm leaning towards compatibility so that multiple people can play it. And then we're going to create and edit. Yeah. And it pops out. And yes, I turned off the UI for a bit because of the video. So we're going to be switching quite a bit. So what I saw was we are going to get a specific node.
create a node, which will just be a standard Godot node. I'll rename that to main.
Okay, we are going to have a main. The node. And then we'll call it the main. That will be the main node. Okay. Oh, the render is basically what kind of graphics engine you're going to use. For most 2D games, you want to just stick to compatibility since the other features are targeted for 3D games. Forward Plus is faster on PC, but bad for it's kind of like choosing which Pokemon starter to go with in a way.
And then I will save the scene inside of the scenes folder.
What? Oh, duh. Okay. I'm gonna save scene. Wait, no, not new scene. Save scene. We are going to, yeah, we're gonna create a folder. We're gonna create a scenes folder, and then an assets folder, and then we are going to save this main scene in scenes. Save there. Yeah. The nice thing is you can swap renderer anytime, so you're never locked into wondering. That's so not wow. I appreciate that because like I was wondering like are you stuck with that permanently? Because that sucks.
Now the bottom layer is just the dirt. That layer doesn't actually change, so I'm gonna have that as a fixed image. I'll add a child node of sprite 2D.
Okay, so what I'm assuming is add child node. Well, not assuming, but I can guess the next steps. You get the sprite 2D. You get the texture of said asset. If I imported my assets, I'm gonna switch screens again because I feel embarrassed about showing that. Because I'm a silly butt. Yeah, I'm a little silly person. You Control C that one. Put it in there. Where's my Godot? My Godot projects. And Minesweeper. It's in there. Yeah, that works. That works. But wait, does that mean I have to like reset? Man, okay. Save and close. I'm gonna reopen Godot. Yeah. I have the official documentation page for renderers up right now if you want me to send it to you in a DM server for after stream in case you want to give it a read. Not just yet. Because I feel like that's the next step up because like I'm not planning to make a custom project yet. Also, if you drag and drop folders into your project folders, Godot will just ask you if you want to import, so you can import assets. Ah, fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, let me see. Let me just go ahead and do that. Oh man, sorry about that. That came out of nowhere. That must have been disgusting. Okay, fade into void. You're fine. Okay, asset. Okay. Okay, my assets are within the asset folder. Okay, let's put that there. And then delete this asset folder. Remove. Okay, so we got that asset folder. I feel so bad. That literally just came out of nowhere. So we have the sprite 2D. This is, he said it would be the ground. So I'm assuming I just put this texture here. And then, because it's a static image, so I don't really need to like care about it too much. So we're just going to call this ground. Okay, and then I'm going to see what are the next steps. Is it offset? No, it's not offset. Region? No. But let's go ahead and continue. Let's continue.
And the image I'm going to use for that is this background. So I drag it over to the texture.
Yeah!
I have my checked background created.
Okay.
I can run my project now. And you'll be able to see, first of all, I've got this rectangular window, which is the wrong shape. And then the background image is up here in the top left corner. So we have to fix both of those things. Inside my project settings, I go into window and I'll change this to 750.
750 by 750. Okay, so product settings. We go to the window, to the walls. Sorry, silly song. 750. I actually don't know what song it came from. I only just heard of it. And that's it. Control S. Let's see here. And then this one's off center, but I don't know how to get it off there.
By 750. So that will give me a nice square display window, but I still need to offset this background image. So we go into here and offset the X and Y by 375 each.
Okay, how did they just figure that out? I don't understand. They just do, I guess. 75 by 375. Like, how do you figure out the exact numbers? I don't get it. I guess I just have to accept it.
No, 375 on the X, 350 on the Y.
Oh. So you lied to me. Okay. I've been lied to. I'm kidding. He's not lying to me. It's just he's also trying to figure it out. Just like I was saying.
That leaves me with a little space at the bottom. If I run it again, you can see there's a little space here. We'll use this later on to have our display. Now I'll rename this image here so it goes from sprite 2D to background.
Oh, I got part of the name correct. I got ground. That covers my ground, right? Bad puns.
And then we can move on with creating the rest of the layers. I'll add a new scene up here, and this will just have one node, which will be the tile map.
Ah, here we go. The new one. The new one. Okay. Node. This will be the tile map. Kinda nervous. Okay.
And this is where I can start adding my layers. So if I go into this section here, I can add names and create more layers. The bottom one is going to be mines. That's the first layer that's on top of that dirt. Then we add another one, which is going to be called numbers.
Oh, it's like Clip Studio Paint. Okay, let me move my head so y'all can see exact. Well, yeah, let me move my head a bit. No, that's the UI. Poopy. Nah. Where is my body? I am going to sneak over here so y'all can see. Just like my thumbnail. I'll just be at the bottom. Okay. But yeah, in this video, pay attention to this side because right now they're adding the layers here. And I'm like, whoa! That's like Clip Studio Paint. That works out pretty nicely. So right now, they added the mines layer and then the numbers layer, like in the order of it.
Then on top of that again, we're going to have the grass layer down here.
I have to hide it. Okay.
And we'll have the flags layer.
Oh.
Here. And then the last layer is going to be the hover.
Okay, that's a lot of layers. So the order that we saw, it was the mines, right? Yeah. So let me go ahead and make the layers. So we got, it's not the mines. I'm gonna double check. Just to make sure. Okay. Okay, yeah, mines. Numbers. Okay. So mines. Okay. Numbers. And then, is this grass? I feel like it's grass. Yeah, it's grass. Then flags. And then hover. Grass. Flags. That's a lot of layers. Oh my goodness. Do I really need that many? Huh.
So we'll set this one up for now, and I will come back to all of these and build them up one by one. Now you see at the bottom here, we've got a new option, which is tile map. To complete a tile map, it requires a tile set. So we go back onto here, and under empty, we create a new tile set. Now I can configure this. The main thing I need to configure is the size of each of the tiles in my tile set. On my tile set, the images are 50 by 50, so I'm going to change.
Okay, so we're going to make a new tile map right at the top here. Yeah, new tile set, and then we want to... Wait, no, new tile set. Yeah, we're going to edit it, so it's 50 by 50. You can kind of see the size right there. Yeah. You can see that kind of square over there, so it's more accurate to what we want. I really like how it's visual. Let's see what's next.
Change the size here, and then we can load in the tileset image that we want to use, which is this one here. So I click the plus and I create a new atlas.
Okay, so tiles. What? Go to the tileset bottom. Okay. And then we're gonna add atlas, and then the assets. We go to tileset. Automatically create tiles and do I want to do that now? Is that what you want?
Inside the atlas there's a property called texture, so I drag over my tile set and it gets assigned to that one. At this point it asks if I want to automatically create tiles in this atlas using that tile set. If I click yes, and I just move this up a little bit, it will automatically work out each of the size of these tiles. So because I've specified that they're 50 by 50 pixels, it splits this up into the same size of grid. Now if I click on any of these tiles to select it, for example these grass ones here, I can go over to my tile map and I can just paint. So
oh wait, are you serious? That's all it is? Are you serious? Okay, so I'm like flabbergasted because I thought tile maps would be a lot harder. This is so easy. I could make an RPG Maker game in this. I really could. Okay, I'm gonna continue.
I can use that to individually draw the image. Now we'll get rid of that for now. Manually using these tile images to paint a tile map is okay, but...
Yeah, we're gonna let it automatically, yes, and then we have it right at the bottom. Let me show y'all. So we have at the bottom. I can like decorate with these. Yeah. Look at that! Wow, that's a lot easier than I thought.
In our game, it's going to be different every time. So we actually need to use code to generate all of this tile map for us. So to that, I'm going to save the scene, and then I will...
Okay, so save scene as a tile map. There we go.
Start by creating a new script.
If you've been getting scammed...
What? Why? Why are there so many ads in this one? I've been at it. Man, I guess I could just stare at this. We love this so much. Can I skip? Yeah, I can skip now.
Generate a default script for us.
Okay, so we're gonna make a script. We're gonna make a script for this. I'm just gonna do it how I saw it before. I'm gonna tell him map skip. Yeah, the ads are stinky. What did I do? You really do be like that. We're gonna put this. Let's see here. Yeah, we're gonna add the scene. Oh wait, no, we don't have a script. Oh boy. Okay, so we are gonna create a folder. We're gonna call this script so that we can organize it. Okay, I'm gonna save it here. So we're gonna have a scripts tile map. Create, and then it has this, and then we're gonna actually see the coding here.
Which extends the tile map class. We don't need the ready and process functions for the time being. Instead, what I'm going to do is just begin by defining some variables that will control our grid. I'll add a comment to say grid variables, and inside here I'll define a few of the starting ones.
Okay. Then let's see the names of these.
So these are constants, which are going to be rows, and that's going to be defined as an integer, and there's going to be 14 rows. Then I have my columns, which is another integer. There's going to be 15 columns. And the
15?
last constant is the cell size. We already know that this is 50 by 50, so we're just going to have it defined here as another integer.
Okay, so rows, columns, and cell size. Okay. Constant rows, constant constant, is it cell size? I'm pretty sure it's cell size. It's cell size, and then I'll establish it. Cell size int equals 14 equals here. Wow! Hi Brex, thank you for the hydrate! Hey Sensei, just stopping by to say goodnight. It's been a long day and a long week. Class have been kicking my butt. Hope you have a good rest of your stream. Have a good rest! Thank you! I appreciate the health check. Oh man, that probably echoed for y'all. It just blasted the alerts. Huh? Thank you for the stretch and posture check. I appreciate it. I went to the gym, so I feel quite flexible and a little sore, but I am a-okay. Yeah, integer equals 50, because it's size. Continue on.
And so that's going to control the overall size of our grid. Next, we need a few variables that will allow us to interact with a tile set and a tile map. So I'll add another comment here, which is going to be tile map variables.
Okay, I like how organized this is. It makes my brain happy. So tile map variable. And I feel like being very organized as a programmer is probably going to be a strength of mine because it'll be easier to work with my code.
And for now, we only actually need one. So this is going to be tile underscore ID. It's an integer and it is set to 0. So
What? Truth Seeker, thank you for the hydrate. Oh my goodness, the alerts keep scaring me. Y'all, I'm trying to focus. Don't scare me like that. I'm focusing. You can see how much I focus by how much my eyebrows move.
that tile ID is down here. So this is going to allow us to determine which tile set we want.
The variable tile ID int equals 0. Variable tile ID int equals what? I don't think it's 0, but I'm just putting that for now. Oh, it is 0. Okay.
To pull images from. We only have one tile set here, but we still need to know the ID number so that we can reference the correct one. So this variable will just help us later on. And the next one is going to be the set of layer variables. Now our tile map had a bunch of different layers which we need to refer to regularly.
This is gonna have a lot of variables, clearly. So hashtag, what kind of variables these are? Layer. Layer. Like an onion. Layer variable.
So by setting them up at the beginning, it just means it's easier to work with these later on. Let's say mine layer is an integer and it is layer 0. Then we have our number layer, which is another integer and it's layer 1.
Grass?
And the remaining layers I'm just going to paste in.
Oh, okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we have the mine. Okay. Okay. So it's based on what we have already made. And variable. I'm trying not to look. Trying. The emphasis is on trying. Because I want to make sure I do this properly. So variable grass layer. Maybe number. Yeah. Grass layer int equals 2. Variable flag. Flag layer int equals 3, and then variable hover layer int equals 4. Okay, let's see how that looks. Okay, so mine number grass flag hover. Mine number grass flag hover. Okay, cool. So I set up those variables. Nice.
Here we have grass at layer 2, flag layer 3, and hover is layer 4. And we can check this again when we go into our tile map and we scroll down to our layers. They don't have individual IDs shown here, but like an array index, they begin at 0, so mine's being 0, and then they just go incrementally up. That's how I've been able to assign these numbers in a layer section here. Now we start thinking about what code we want to execute when this tile map is first created. So in this ready function, we're actually going to call another function, which is new game. And then we'll define that down below. So I'll add a comment to say reset game, because this...
Okay, so whenever a new game occurs, what function ready? Okay. Oh wait, oopsies. There we go. Is that correct? No? Did I type it wrong? And... Did I do it wrong here? Hello? New underscore game. What? Okay, I'll continue.
Function will have two purposes. We'll define new game, and I need to add func at the...
Func. At the function. Define now? Expected colon? I mean, you don't need to expect it.
Start, so function new game. But the reason I've defined this as a separate function rather than just using the ready function is because yes, it's going to be run the first time, but also every time that we have to restart the game, if we click on a bomb or we complete and we want to play again, this new game function will be triggered, and that's going to reset everything back to the beginning. Well, if we're going to reset everything, the first thing we would need to do is clear our entire tile map.
Yeah.
We run the clear method. And now we can start to generate the mines. So this is the first layer that's on top of the dirt. As the mines are generated, we're going to store their coordinates inside of an array. I haven't defined that yet, so we go back.
Oh, come here.
Back up here where all of our variables are created, and I'll add a note to say that this is an array to store mine coordinates.
Okay, so here. Array to store mine coordinates. Well,
And we'll define this as a new variable, mine underscore chords. Here I'll just equate it to an empty array.
okay. Variable mine chords. Something like that, is that correct? Yeah, for establishing an array.
Back inside our new game function, Once we clear our tile map, we also need to clear the previous mine coordinates. We don't want to use the same mines in the same positions each game. So we'll say mine underscore coords dot clear.
Okay. So mine underscore coords dot clear. Okay.
And that will just reset that array. Next, we'll call a new function, which is going to be generate underscore mines.
Generate mins or mines? Oh, yeah. Generate. Do I need to establish that further when I continue on? I have a feeling I do.
This function doesn't exist yet, so we need to define it below.
Yeah! Okay, okay. I'm getting some patterns. I'm recognizing patterns. That's good. Oh yeah, I guess it does. Yeah, this does usually have a colon, right? That's fine. Yeah, okay. I was missing the colon. Yeah, it was supposed to have the colon, so that means every function I define needs to have that colon in the end so that I can further define what does generate mines mean. Okay.
So we'll define generate mines down here, and it doesn't need to take any arguments, so we just close out the brackets. Before we start generating them though, we need to know how many to actually generate. We haven't defined a limit for how many mines each of our games is going to have.
All of them are mines. All of the squares are mines, of course. I'm kidding.
That
I'm kidding.
information is going to come from our main scene. So what we need to do is link these two scenes together. For now, I'm just going to put pass inside this function to remove the error. And then I go back into...
Oh, okay. Let's do pass. And then we go back to main. That is not it. That is my stuff. That is not a website.
my main scene, and I will add up here a script to this one as well.
Oh, oh,
this
to
will
main.
go over time, but for now, all I need to do is define some game variables.
Okay. We're gonna go to main. We're gonna add a script for main. I'm gonna make sure that it's specifically in the scripts folder, just for organization's sake. Create. And then we're going to define some variables. So we're going to define game variables specifically.
The only one I need for now is a constant, which is total underscore mines.
It defined the limit of the mines. Okay. Constant total mines. Something like... No. No. That's for functions, I think.
And this will be an integer. You can set this to anything, but I'm going to go with 40.
Wait, 40?
If you want to increase the difficulty, you can add more mines, or you can reduce the number of mines for an easier game.
Okay. Int equals 40. Oh man, that's gonna be interesting when like I make difficulty levels. Like if I want to make a Minesweeper that's easy or intermediate or hard. Ooh, I would have to play with this a lot.
Now I can link the tile map scene into my main scene, so the two of them are connected. I click on main here, and we click this little link to instantiate the tile map scene.
I want to link them to always instantiate. So you got this. I'm going to save this for now, and then we're going to instantiate the main. Make sure it's connected to tile map. There we go.
Side here, and now you can see it appears down here in our node tree. If I run this again.
What? I swear it was a freaking horn. Let me out, Cadillacs. I want to zoom away. Stinky.
The background like before. What's also on top of here is the tile map. We just haven't drawn anything in it yet. We go back into our tile map script, and now we can access that variable. The variable that we created here, this total mines, which is inside our main script, we can call that through into the tile map script. We remove this pass statement and we replace it with a for loop. I'll say for I in range, and I go into my get parent, and this will allow me to get a
for I in range, get parent, but get parent of
variable from the parent node, which is total
for the total mines. Okay, so for I in range in that array, I'm assuming. Go back to tile map, scroll down, and then so we're gonna look for the I in range, and then what's the next part? Yeah, get parent. Or get stop parent. Is that it? No, get underscore parent. Get underscore parent. Parentheses total lines, yes. Get parent. Total underscore lines. There you go.
I iterate through that and I generate a position for the mine. Say mine pause is equal to vector2i, which is an integer version of vector2, rand integer, so rand I range between 0 and cols -1.
To establish the mine's position. Got it. Position equals vector 2i. Vector 2i. Okay. And then randy range. The random is for range. Okay. 0 cols. The 0, the cols -1. Okay. Do I need a colon there? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Okay. Control S. This one has something wrong with it. For let's do this for mine position. Okay. Vector 2i, rand I range, 0 cols. Oh, do I need a space? No. It looks almost. It's pretty much the same. I'm confused. Okay. All good.
That's the number of columns that we have, and then for the second number I do the same thing, so it's rand I underscore range. It's now 0 to rows -1.
Okay, so we're establishing another random range. 0 rows -1. I'm assuming that's it. Oh, okay. Okay, cool. No more error.
Once that is done, I can add it into my array. I'll say down here, mine chords dot append mine position. All of this stuff so far just does things in the background, but now
So mine dot chords. Okay. Chords dot append mine pause. Dot append mine pause. You like that? I'm guessing. No. Mine underscore chords, of course. I confused the two. My underscore chords dot append. Oh, it has just append, not appends. Okay. Go. Let's save that.
now we can finally put this onto our tile map. I'll add a comment to say add mine to tile map, and the way we do that is we call the set underscore cell method. So I don't
Hashtag add mine to tile map. Okay. I like the comment. Add tile map. Then set the cell.
need to define this. This already exists and it's in a tile map node. This takes a few different arguments. The first one is the layer that we want to put this onto. Now typically we would have to use a number from 0 up to the number of layers that we have. So we know that mines is at layer 0, so we could just put the number 0 in here. But the reason we created these variables up here is to make it a little bit easier and more intuitive. Because as you build this game up, we have different numbers here, it's going to become confusing and difficult to remember. What does 1 or 2 refer to? So that's why we use a variable instead.
Ah, for organization's sake. Okay. Makes sense. I definitely remember words more than numbers and what they refer to, so.
So this is going to be mine layer. Then we define the coordinates, which are mine position that we've just created above.
Okay, then mine underscore position.
The source ID is going to be the tile set. So that's the ID number here, which again, we've got a variable for to make it easier to know what's what. And then we need to pass in the atlas coordinates. So the atlas is this here, what we've got from our tile set. When we generated it, it created this atlas. And the atlas has coordinates. So this tile here is 0, 0, and then it just changes to 1, 0, as you can see just in this tooltip here. So the first coordinate is the x, and the second coordinate is the y. So this one would be 0, 1. And this is how we determine what tile from this tile set we want to set that cell to. Well, in our case, we want this one here. And the atlas coordinate is 4, 0. So I can type in here.
Okay, let's continue here. So mine to tile ID. Comma. Oh wait, the tile ID. Oh.
Here, vector 2, 4, 0. But that again is not very user friendly, because as this game grows, I'm going to have a whole bunch of these set cells. So it's going to be difficult to keep track of what those atlas coordinates are. So instead, we go back up here where we've got all of our variables, and underneath the layers, I will create atlas coordinates.
Organization, nice. I had a feeling that this would be a very organized based coding game because, well, coding in general, coding exercise, because there's a lot of things at play here compared to like Pong. Like Pong, you only really had to deal with like three objects three objects like reacting to each other. In this case, we interact with the mine layer, we interact with the number layer, we interact with the grass layer, we interact with the flag layer, we interact with the hover layer. This is going to be really very hefty soon enough. So we're going to do atlas variables.
So I can define them one by one. I'll say that the mine atlas coordinate is the one that we just looked at. It's vector 2, or rather vector 2i, because it's an integer, and the
okay. Atlas quartz. Atlas quartz, variable mine underscore atlas. Okay. And then it's a vector integer. I'm gonna make this an array. There. And make sure to spell attention to how you spell things.
Coordinates are down here, so it's 4 and 0. I'll pass that in. And I will come back to the rest later. For now, we just need the mine atlas, so I'm not going to complicate it too much. We go back into our set cell function, and now for the atlas coordinates, I can just pass in the mine atlas.
Oh, okay. Clever. Alright. Just establish it above so that you can reference this. And then this is like all the functions you organize as well. Nice.
Run this code now. We now see a whole bunch of randomly generated coordinates for all these different mines.
Ooh, okay, let's see if we do see that. I have not checked my code yet, but we shall see soon enough. What? Huh? Eh? Something happened, and I don't know what. Total mines on base window? Is it on main? Yeah, that's fine. What's happening? You see this? I don't know what's happening. Something wrong happened here? Invalid get index. Is it the get parent that's invalid? Then what is valid? That's why it helps that we can look at our seed. Yeah. Okay, and all the coding and stuff. We're gonna ignore that. Tile map, high game. What? Is this it? Me? This looks different from what I'm trying to learn. Tile map, new gain, total mines. Yeah. Oh, this is it. Constant total underscore mines, and then int equals. Oh, the int equals something. It equals something. Oh, duh! It already equals something. It's this part that so it'll be in the tile map. Okay, let's go ahead and look at tile map. Let's see how that code looks. Okay, the signals, the variables, the atlas. Okay, there's the one that I'm having trouble with. Yeah, this one. For I in range, parentheses get underscore parent, parentheses dot total underscore mines. And there's a colon. Just to make certain. Let's compare and contrast. What is wrong with my code versus dad code? What is wrong with it? I finished my water. Oh my goodness, y'all. Whoa! Okay, so it's this one, yeah. For I in range, get underscore parent, parentheses dot total mines. Oh, we have not added the while or anything. I'm just trying to figure out why this one's not working. Yeah, something's up. New game, generate mines? We have generate mines here. I'm confused on why it's not working. You're not gonna lie. Also, I'm a little sleepy. I'm trying to stay awake. I'm gonna stretch. Honestly, like, his voice is calming too, so that does not help at all. Like, at all. Okay. I don't know what's happening, but I think we're going to continue on because the code looks pretty much the same at its current state, so we shall continue and make do.
So that code worked well, however there is a bug that's not immediately obvious, and that's the fact that we could actually generate random numbers that give us 2 mines in the same position, or rather 2 or more mines, because this random number could be the same twice. So we need to actually make sure that we never generate the same coordinate twice, so all the mines have their own individual space. And for that we're going to use some recursion. So after this variable is created...
What? I've never learned recursion. Okay. We're going to learn recursion in tile maps today? Oh boy. And hi likeable, welcome on in, and please do not break the bathroom. That's where I like to cry. Please.
But before we add it into our array, we will add a while loop. And this while loop is going to check that array. So it's going to look into this mine coordinates array and it'll say, does that have the mine position that we've just generated? And if it does, that means it's a duplicate. So
no, I'm too lazy. That makes no sense. If you're too lazy, then you just stop doing everything. Otherwise, you're just acting upon inertia.
We need to generate another one. So we just copy the code from above. We just don't need the var because it's already defined. And we generate a new mine position. And because it's inside a while loop, it just keeps going over and over and over again. It will keep doing this until it creates a new mine position that is not inside this array, which means it's not one that's been used before.
Something unique. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna move this over here so that it's easier for me to view it. And just switch between the two. Okay, cover that. Let's go. Back to tile map, and then generate the mines. For I in range, this is correct. Variable mine. Okay, vector to I, rand I range 0 coals -1, randy underscore range 0 rows -1. Okay, and this one's gonna be a while statement. So while mine chords dot append. Wait, oh mine chord. Oh whoopsies. We're gonna ignore this one. We're gonna continue down, and then it will start here. So while mine underscore chords dot has mine, and then define it mine equals vector to I, and then the random range. Oh well, I can copy this actually. Something like that. Yeah. Continuing.
So this will prevent us having duplicate mines in the same cell. Now let's run this.
Hi Isa, welcome. Hello, computer engineer. I'm not an engineer. I'm just learning. It's very different. But hi Isa, welcome on in. I'm feeling a little bit sleepy, but I'm gonna get through this as much as I can.
It shouldn't change anything visually, but at least we know that there's no errors and it still works the way it should.
Okay. Let's see if my code actually works. Yeah, for some reason it's not cooperating with me. I am very confused. Huh. That has 3 parentheses. Interesting. I don't think that's correct. And this one... Yeah, this one's a breakpoint. Yeah, I don't know what's happening on why it won't let me do things. Why? Did I spell something wrong? You generate mines for I in range. What is a breakpoint? Well, the breakpoints are in this section. That's a good question. I haven't really fully understand what they are, but what I'm seeing is that the breakpoint is when you specify the coding to stop and not continue with the rest of the code. That's how I'm seeing it, but we can double check. I want to double check anyways. So breakpoint in Godot. Okay. Yeah, it's in the Godot forum and has someone explaining it. Alright, let me see this. Breakpoints are for debugging a project and are set by the developer. A breakpoint can be placed at any line of code, and whenever that line is executed, the engine will halt the game and give you the chance to inspect. Which is very nice. Oh, I never learned to use them. Just know they're debugging tools. Yeah, they're debugging tools. And honestly, I can see it happening with this one because it's so... This is getting big. Like, this is only the second, like, script that we're working on. And we only just... we defined a lot of variables already. And I'm like, oh boy. I'm gonna get through this.
The next layer is going to be our numbers layer. So we had mines and now we're moving on to numbers. For that we'll create another function. So in new game, just after we generate the mines, we'll say generate numbers.
Okay, generate numbers. So function in new game. Okay, and I don't have any idea on what is wrong with this. And I'm assuming that we established a function. So function generate number. I'm gonna put a pass for this now, as I try to figure out what the heck is happening with this one. Yeah, so error. The parameter delta. That one's fine. Generate mine. New game. Why is there something wrong with this? I'm establishing a function down below. That does not make sense. I am confused. Nethyr peeking. Yes, I am peeking because if I go at my normal position, y'all cannot see what is happening. So for now, I'm just gonna peek here so that you can see the sidebar. Also, I'm trying my best to stay awake, but oof, I think it's gonna be kind of a shorter stream. To be honest though, I have not had a lot of sleep last night. I made very unwise decisions yesterday. I'm fine now. It's just I did not have enough sleep, so I might go to sleep earlier. I know I wanted to hang out, but it really do be like that. But hey, we're getting a lot of setup done. We're setting up our variables, we're setting up our functions, but I want to try to get as much setup as done possible.
And down here, we will define this new function.
I knew it!
They generate numbers, no arguments again, so it's just empty brackets. And we will need to break this into a few steps. So first of all, we will need to iterate through the entire grid and just pick out the empty cells, because those are the cells that are going to have numbers potentially. And
Makes sense. Makes sense. Sure. Got it. Extra. Got extra what? Got empty cells. I cannot read. Get empty. Empty cell. Yes. Very yes.
then once we have those empty cells, we need to iterate through them. So iterate through empty cells and get all surrounding cells. And this is going to give
Iterate through empty cells. Through empty cells. And get all surrounding cells. Get all surrounding cells. Yes.
us another array that has all of these surrounding cells. Then for each of those surrounding cells, add up number of mines inside surrounding cells.
Cells. Oh, number of mines inside. Number of mines. Oh boy.
Okay, I've broken it down into these notes because there's going to be quite a few individual helper functions that we have to create to be able to do this. The first one is get empty cells. So we go down here and we'll just define that function right away. Function get underscore empty cells.
Okay. Because we established as a function, so we need to keep going. Or well, we intend to, at least. Okay. So function get something. Get empty cells. Get empty cells. Ooh.
What this will do is first of all start off with an array, which is empty cells. And this is what we're going to have to fill as we go through this function. So empty cells is equal to an empty array.
So variable empty cell. Okay. Empty cell, and then establish it as an array, which is this symbol, and then the array. Yeah.
Then we iterate over our grid. And we can do that using the columns and rows variables that we defined before. For y in range rows, because the rows go horizontally, so we're moving up and down. And for x in range columns. This way we iterate through each of the cells.
So let's copy that down. Let's go. And then iterate over the range. So iterate over grid for y in range of these rows. Okay. And then colon for x in range columns. Yes. Yes. Also, because I'm sleepy, I decided to just stand up a bit. Because I can do that.
Then to find out if this is an empty cell, we just need to check if there's a mine inside it or not. So we'll add a comment to say check if the cell is empty. And
Okay. I check that. If the cell is empty. Okay.
and add it to the list.
And add it to the list.
Rather, add it to the array.
Oh, yeah. Array. I mean, they're kind of the same thing, but... Yeah. Yeah. Continuing on.
And to check whether there is something in that cell or not, we have to actually look at the specific layer. So this is done with the get underscore cell source ID. And first of all, we pass in the layer that we want to look at, which is the mine layer in this case.
Okay, so get cell source ID. That's definitely new code for me. Kind of nervous. Get underscore cell source ID? Okay. Cell source ID mine layer. So like that, right? Oh no, that was not it. I need the parentheses. Whoopsies. Oh no! No! Ah!
Minesweeper.
I lost my place!
The while loop. And this while loop is going to check -1. So
Okay. Man, it really do be like that. That really means I'm sleepy. If I make a mistake like that, I'm actually like really, really sleepy. So I might need to cut the stream a bit shorter, but that's a-okay. It do be like that.
is empty and add it to the list. Rather, add it to the array. And to check whether there is something in that cell or not, we have to actually look at the specific layer. So this is done with the get underscore cell source ID. And first of all, we pass in the layer that we want to look at, which is the mine layer in this case. And the second argument is the coordinate of which is going to be happening, which is vector 2i, x, and y, which is what we're iterating through here. So if the mine layer has something at that coordinate, then it will return the ID of the source image. But if there's nothing there, then it will return a -1. So -1 means that that is indeed an empty cell. But working with these kind of functions can be a little bit messy.
Okay, let me get that down. Alright, so get cell source ID, mine layer. Okay, and comma, store to I and y coordinate equals -1. Okay.
And again, not very user-friendly. So let's create a helper function. We'll do this right at the bottom, and I'll add a comment here to say helper functions because there'll be quite a few of them over time.
Okay. Helper function. Did not know that was a thing, but okay. Okay. Helper.
And it'll work like this. We'll say function is underscore mine. The argument is going to be the position. And then we just copy this code. In fact, we won't even copy it. We'll cut it out of there and paste it.
Function is mines. Okay. Function is mine. Ugh, excuse me. Oh my goodness. My bad. Is mint. I don't think that's correct. Really? POS is in there? Oh, okay. Alright. What the? Yeah, I'm misclicking everything.
Minesweeper, a classic puzzle game, and this is what we're going to have to fill as we go through this function. So empty cells is equal to an empty array. Then we iterate over our grid. As we go, I'm passing this pause variable in here, but I had never changed this section, so I need to actually be checking for the position.
Function is... Oh, it's mine. Okay. Alright, let's see how this looks. I'm gonna try moving it over, that code. Mine. Return get underscore cell source ID. Mine layer POS. We should put equals. Nice. Very nice.
Try again. Okay, so this time I've got the mines as I did before, and now you see a whole list of variables here. And these refer to different coordinates. So 0, 0 will be this top left up here, and then they move along that way. The first value is the x coordinate, so we know that we don't have any mines right up until the end here. So that means that we should actually skip a value as we get to the end, and you can see here we go from 12, 0 to 14, 0. So that means that it's working correctly. It's finding that there is a gap here, and there's actually a mine, so we're skipping that cell. That means the first part of this function is done. We're getting the empty cells.
Woo!
And now we need to iterate through those empty cells, which means we need to replace this with a for loop. Say
For loop.
Inside get empty cells.
Okay, so it's in function generate numbers. Okay, it's within here. Okay. I'm gonna get this as a ref, put it to the side. I'm gonna add that in. Okay, so under generate numbers, yes. For I in get empty. Oh, what? Is that it? Empty cells, and then underneath is the function get empty cells. Ah, that's right. I want to make sure.
We then count the number of mines surrounding the cell. But before we can even count them, we need to get those cells first of all. So we create another function. We go down here underneath
Another
this
one.
empty cells one, And this is going to be a new function called get underscore all surrounding cells.
Return empty cells. Where is that?